What you're gonna see in next few minutes is the battle between two similarly priced and hardware supported smartphones. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the comparison of Redmi 6 and Redmi Y2. And if you wanna know the real winner between these two phones, then watch the video till the end. As you know, this is Satish. Let's get started. Let's first start with the Redmi 6. Redmi 6 is going to be launched in India on September 5th for the estimated price tag of Rs 8,499 for 3 gigs of RAM, and you should be able to buy via either Amazon or Flipkart. On the other hand, Redmi Y2 was launched in June for the price tag of Rs 9,999 for 3 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of RAM variant for Rs 12,999, available exclusively on Amazon. Inside the box of Redmi 6, there is phone, manuals, power adapter, USB 2.0 cable, and at last comes a SIM ejector pin. Unfortunately, you don't get TPU cover in the box. Inside the box of Redmi Y2, first comes the phone, TPU cover and manuals, power adapter, USB 2.0 cable, and at last SIM ejector pin. Both the phones look identical and has similarity in physical design except the dual rear camera setup style and loudspeaker placement. Redmi 6 display is nearly 0.5 inch short of Redmi Y2, and this is why the Redmi 6 is shorter. Redmi 6 has 5 megapixel front camera and speaker on front, on top 3.5mm audio jack only, on bottom just a charging slot, on right volume buttons and unlock button, on left dual SIM slot which has hybrid dual SIM feature, on rear dual rear camera setup, single LED flash, fingerprint scanner and loudspeaker below that. Redmi Y2 has 16 megapixel front camera, beside that LED flash and speaker, on top 3.5mm audio jack and infrared sensor, on bottom charging slot and loudspeaker, on right volume buttons and unlock button, on left SIM slot where you can use two SIMs and a SD card simultaneously, and on back dual rear camera setup, single LED flash and fingerprint scanner. Redmi 6 comes with hybrid dual SIM slot feature which enables you to use two SIM cards or a SIM and SD card up to 256 GB. Unfortunately, you can't use two SIMs and a SD card simultaneously. Redmi Y2 comes with SIM slot where you can simultaneously use two SIM cards and a SD card, which should be a great feature for mass audience. Surprisingly, Redmi 6 supports dual 4G connectivity, but Redmi Y2 doesn't support. Both the phones has HD Plus IPS display with 18:9 panel, but Redmi Y2 has bigger display of 6 inch compared to the 5.45 inch found on Redmi 6. Redmi Y2 again has superior display in terms of brightness and RGB color production, and Redmi 6 seems to be moderately dull in this particular aspect. The screen to body ratio of Redmi Y2 is 74.5% and it is less, especially on sides considering the display size. Even the Redmi 6 has good screen to body ratio of 72.7% considering it just got 5.45 inch display. But the sides of the front has thicker bezel and it is noticeable as well. For your information, both the phones don't have Gorilla Glass protection or 2.5D glass, unfortunately, but they have factory's oleophobic coating which can resist from minor scratches. As said before, both the phones has similar design and unibody design. The build quality is considerably better on Redmi Y2, though both are made of plastic with little bit of metal added. Redmi 6 doesn't seem strong in terms of build quality compared to the Redmi Y2. Both the phones almost measures the same in terms of thickness, as Redmi 6 measures 8.3 mm and Redmi Y2 measures 8.1 mm. Saying this, both the phones are easy to hold and thanks to the curved edge design on rear side of the phone and doesn't feel bulkier at all. Camera is something you will see plenty of differences. Redmi 6 comes with two f2.2 12 megapixel and 5 megapixel cameras placed in horizontal style, and there is LED flash beside them. Redmi Y2, which seems more or less like Redmi Note 5 Pro, has vertical style dual rear camera setup with f2.2 12 megapixel camera and 5 megapixel cameras and a LED flash in between them. Since both are dual rear camera phones, both are capable of taking portrait mode pictures, but the Redmi Y2 outperforms Redmi 6 in terms of blurring the background and taking sharp pictures. Again, both the phones can shoot 1080p videos with stabilization support, but again Redmi Y2 does better job in offering sharp and dynamic videos and also good stabilization support compared to the Redmi 6. And both the phones has slow motion feature. Coming to the selfie camera, Redmi 6 has f2.2 5-megapixel camera which can do moderate job, but Redmi Y2 again has superior selfie camera which can take portrait mode pictures with its whopping 16-megapixel camera, and there is front LED flash found on Redmi Y2. Both the phones has 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage, but the chipsets are different as Redmi 6 has MediaTek 6762 Helio P22 chipset compared to the Snapdragon 625 chipset found on Redmi Y2. I know you might not opt for a smartphone with MediaTek chipset, but in our Antutu benchmark test, Redmi 6 managed to lose in a small margin. During the operation, I had no issues in either of the phone. Even during PUBG gameplay, both the phones managed to handle the graphics without much lag and frame drop as well. Again, both the phones run on Android Oreo 8.1 with MIUI 9 out of the box, and post firmware update, both the phones run on MIUI 9.6 now. What I can also tell you is both the phones are eligible to get MIUI 10 update in future, but the question is when. Out of the box, both the phones has around 20 gigs of internal storage left to use and at least 1.5 gigs of RAM left, which is kind of enough to do multitasking. We have been seeing of 2018 smartphones ending up as they come with mighty hardware and display, but the battery is kind of disappointing. Same with these two phones as well. Redmi 6 has 3000 mAh non-removable battery which can offer battery life for a day on a moderate usage. And Redmi Y2, which has 6-inch display, has just 3080 mAh battery, which is more disappointing. So Redmi 6 might last long a bit compared to the Redmi Y2 due to not so bright and shorter display compared to the Redmi Y2. The loudspeaker placement of Redmi 6 is on rear side of the phone, which is untypical in modern smartphones. The placement of the loudspeaker blocks when you hold the phone. We all know this is a flaw and Xiaomi still went on to implement this way. On the other hand, Redmi Y2's loudspeaker is placed on bottom side of the phone just like any other modern smartphone. Here is loudspeaker comparison of these two phones. Redmi Y2 is very loud, but when it comes to output quality, both the phones lack clear and sharpness. Both the phones got fingerprint scanner placed exactly on rear side of the phone, just like any other recent smartphone. I found it is easy to reach fingerprint scanner found on Redmi 6 as the phone is very compact. Additionally, you will get facial unlock feature on both the devices out of the box, which is a great feature as you need not to lift the phone all the time to unlock the phone. For your information, facial unlocking feature on Redmi Y2 works really well most of the time, utilizing its whopping 16-megapixel camera. So which smartphone do you want to buy? Let me give you a few glimpses if you want to buy Redmi 6. Redmi 6 is a compact and cheap smartphone bundled with dual rear camera setup and supports dual 4G connectivity. On the other side, Redmi Y2 comes with plenty of things that you will like. The first thing is the tall 6-inch bright display, powerful AI-enabled camera on rear and front, addition of front LED flash, super build quality and better loudspeaker. So this is all about the comparison of Redmi 6 and Redmi Y2. If you think I deserve a credit for making this video, then hit the subscribe button and become part of my channel. This is Satish, have a nice day and stay awesome.